Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just going to get some stuff organized. Yes, we're starting at 7 o'clock. I know it's usually at 8. I will explain here in a second. But yeah, let me go ahead and pull up the other chat and we'll get started. Caleb, hey, man, I just fixed that. I'll explain that here in a second. So let me get over here to YouTube and pull up my other chat. And yeah, that is most definitely printer in the background. It's going to be there for the entire stream because I have to get this test print done. And I want to talk about a video I uploaded earlier today. Let me know what you guys think. So let me pull up this chat. Let me know how loud that printer is because it sounds loud. All right, chat here live. Click, open, pop out. Give myself a thumbs up while I'm at it. Might as well, right? All right, cool. All right, got the second chat up. It's not horrible. Okay, good. Yeah, it's pretty loud on my end. Even though they are upgraded printers, I am still using the original PCB board, even though I upgraded everything else. So the drivers are pretty loud on this board. I would upgrade to the new one, but they're not in stock. They haven't been in stock in months. So yeah, like half my printers don't have new PCB boards, but it's okay. But yeah, so the new chat is up. I'm going to answer Caleb's question here. What's with the slider on the colors of the 3D printed items? Okay, so I actually just fixed that, Caleb. I went ahead and went into the code. I forgot what file it was. It was like theme code SSCC, and I went down and rewrote the swatch color. So basically, you won't have those arrows on desktop anymore or on tablet because that's what it was like before. On mobile, you weren't getting the arrows, but you should be good now. I double checked on a couple different devices; it seems to be fine. So, but yeah, guys, hey, welcome to the weekly live stream. You can go ahead and put your questions in if you want to, and I do have some announcements, and then we're going to get started. If we don't get any questions, then we'll move on because I have 22 hours, 22.5 hours worth of QuickBook classes I have to do, which is like 96 courses I have to get done in the next month. And well, we ain't doing this. I'm doing that. So as for, I posted yesterday or the day before, it might have been the day before, that I'm offering $50 to you guys in promo codes for anybody who leaves a review on the website. I actually just added a new review system, so you guys can go ahead and if you order something and you want to leave a review, just go to the bottom of that item on the page and click add review, put your email in, all that good stuff. Those come through to me, not for verification or anything like that. It just says, hey, you got a new review, and then I'm going to send you guys via email the promo code. I think we got like 40 or so thus far, so I appreciate you guys doing that. If you want to leave multiple reviews, you can. I know Caleb left a few of them, and yeah. Other than that, not a ton going on. I did post a video today as like a short. Dan, it sounds like you're going back to school with all those courses. Yeah, it's. I'll talk about that here in a second. It's kind of one of the things I got to do. Appreciate you leaving a review, Algae Warrior. So I posted a video of like I took the kids to that fish place and we were petting the stingrays and all that kind of stuff. I tried this new thing. It's like a short. I don't know how long this has been on YouTube, but I decided, hey, what is this going to be like? So it's like 14 seconds or whatever. I'm going to try to do more of those if you guys want, just random stuff and just try to keep, if something's going down in the fish room, if I can make you guys a minute video and not have to go through a bunch of editing and still get my point across, I'm going to try to do that. So stay tuned. I don't know how they pop up. I don't know if you guys get notifications. I don't know how you're seeing them, but we're going to try them out. As for the courses, so yeah, the QuickBooks stuff. So right now, I have a choice. I can either take these classes, which are free because I already pay for all the schooling for that stuff. So I could take these classes, learn how to do it myself. I've been in business for 3 years now, and I do a lot of the books myself, but there's a lot of aspects of the books that I don't do. And I'm just taking all these courses so I can get all the reconciliation done, all the between the bank accounts, all the kind of stuff. I can just get it all done, and then I can send it over to my CPA. He can verify it and then finish it up. If not, then I have to pay $475 a month to have somebody do my books, and I don't want to do that. There's way too much going on at the moment in attorney stuff and all sorts of stuff that I literally don't want to spend any more money if I don't have to. So if I can learn it, it's a good skill. I can do it myself. I might as well. So that's why I'm taking those classes. And I really got to get going on those. Yeah, so you left a review today. Appreciate it. Just give me a few days to get those promo codes out to you guys. I'm gonna go through and start doing them tonight. Like I said, we're close to 40-ish so far, so I gotta buckle down and get those going. Love the last video. I think a video about your business mistakes, regrets would be great. Okay, yeah, Salty. I'll get started on that. I could probably get that out for you guys. I usually try to do the content on Wednesdays. It's kind of a free-ish day for me. You guys know that we had this big storm that hit Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't get the ship. I got to ship coral one day last week, and then the storm came in, and basically everything got delayed. UPS got delayed. I got notifications saying stuff wasn't going out. So I don't like shipping coral, especially when storms are hitting all around the country and messing up things, because the last thing I want is $300 in coral sitting at a hub and never getting to you, for days and days and days, because that doesn't work out for anybody. So I will be shipping a lot on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. I should have some time to sit down and get that video out for you guys. But other than that, if you guys want to start asking questions, you can. If not, then I can ramble on for a few more minutes. I did. I'm trying to figure out his name here. I'm trying to look it up. Hey Joey, if you're on the stream here, you're the one that sent me the Bubble Magus Z7 series. I sent you an email today. I need more pictures on this close up because I have the CO2 attachment done. I just need to make sure that it's going to fit properly, as in if there's any additional piping or anything that I need to add, because I know that you have the line itself going through, like the airline going through the skimmer. It's kind of weird. So it's done. I just need you to get back to me so I can verify that before I send it out to you. Other than that, everything's pretty chill. I've been trying to catch up on these custom orders you guys have been putting in. I know that there's a big one that's going to require some significant time. The guy really laid down the cash to have me spend not hours on a project, but weeks on a project. So I got some big stuff coming up. I like to see these companies reaching out, now that I'm a 3D printer, quote unquote. I don't like being called that, but it's kind of weird. But now that I got these companies reaching out, multiple companies wanting me to do prototypes and all sorts of stuff. I have 3 at the moment that are kind of going back and forth with. So looking forward to kind of expanding and seeing how that is. I told the guys that, hey, I don't want any, credit for the design itself. But if you want to pay cash, not cash, but if you want to pay for the time and the effort it takes to get it done, I'm good with that. I don't need any props on anything else. So, but what's up, Austin? I'm pretty sure I sent an order. I don't know if it was you. There was an Austin I sent an order out today for. I don't think it was you though. But hey, Caleb, if you're here, man, check it out and let me know. Verify the website. Let me know if anything has changed for you on that. Let's see here. Hey, Travis, thanks for all the 3D goodies. Totally helped organize my fish equipment. Hey, no problem, man. If you guys, because you ordered the extra stuff on the other live stream, you added some stuff. Sorry I didn't get back to you really quickly about the bulkhead wrench. I know that you said don't worry about it. My email turnaround time, I'm trying to, and I'll mention this in that video when it comes to like organizing and I wouldn't say mistakes, but I guess you could say it's a mistake. Things that I need to do better in my business so I can be a little bit more productive. In hindsight, I wish I went to business school. I'll tell you that. I don't know if it would have helped, but if I could have the time to do it now, I would, because there's a lot of little things, organizational wise, customer service wise, getting back to people and getting emails done and stuff. There's only so many hours in the day. There's so many things you got to get done, and I need to figure out kind of how to do that. So basically my point is email turnaround time. It takes me a few days, if not a week, on some emails to get back to you guys. So it's just kind of, forgive me on that, but it happens. Let me see here. Do you think curing dry sand is overkill? I mean, if the tank is cured, like cycled, if the rock is cycled and it's working fine, I don't think you need to cure dry sand. I don't think that's an issue. What I will say is if it's sand that you used before, say in a previous system and it's dirty and all that kind of stuff, it wouldn't hurt to do the hose at the bottom of the bucket thing and let the water run up through the sand and spill over for a while and try to get it as clean as possible. A lot of people also put it out on a tarp and let it dry completely and then put it in the tank. I mean, that's your call on that. But as for curing dry sand, I don't think that's necessary if the tank is already cycled. and you've already cured the rock. Because even though sand does have a lot of surface area for beneficial bacteria, and depending on how deep you make it, you can do the whole anaerobic and take care of denitrifying bacteria and all that stuff. But I think your primary goal is to get the rock, because not only does the bacteria live on the rock, but it lives within the rock, and that's where it processes all that stuff. So I think the rock is your goal to get cycled and cured first, and then if you want to add the sand later, you can. Like if I added sand to the 300 right now, I don't foresee that being a problem, other than the fact that it would probably be blowing all over the place when I turn the power heads on. But and then I probably, I don't know if I'd like it. I almost want to put sand in the tank just so you guys would stop asking me to put sand in the tank. Now that I have almost no coral, I might as well, right? So it is what it is. We'll see. Maybe I'll put a poll up on YouTube and you guys can decide, hey, should I put sand in the 300 now, even though it's been a couple years? It'd be interesting to see what it looks like. I mean, not really a fan, but might as well make the crowd happy. Okay, that's okay. Stuff changed, so I won't need the wrench just yet, but definitely will get in when I need it. Yeah, there's a few different types on there. A lot of you guys were asking for smaller handles, different angles, different shapes, because a lot of you guys who are putting in bulkheads and tightening stuff, sometimes you got to get up in behind tanks just to verify that it's tight, or to get up into stands, and you don't need the extra arm. So I've added a few different versions to that. Question, James, from here. What media are you using after all your calcium reactor? After all in your calcium reactor, and do you indeed have magnesium in there? Okay, so the media I started out with James was Reborn. It went out of stock. It was actually like the skeletons, the baby coral, I guess you'd call that. It was the actual coral. They ran out of stock. I know you guys keep sending me links for it, but I moved over to the RPM extra course. I want to say that's what it is. I guess I can go on BRS real quick and just double check that. Bulk resupply. I gotta put an order in with them soon. I got stuff to do. Is it okay? Sand and rock, calcium reactor media. Calcium reactor media. It is the ARM extra course. Yeah. Okay. So this is the stuff that I'm using right now. I don't know if that's going to zoom in for you, but so yeah, this is the stuff I'm using now. Again, I did have the Reborn before, and yes, I do use the magnesium. Let me see if I can pull up if it's on here. I get it from a couple different places depending on what's in stock. I don't see it here. Custom reactor media. Let me see what they got. There's a couple different ones that I used to put in there. So I put the Remag in there. That's what's currently in the calcium reactor. Now, I will say that the extra core stuff is not nearly as potent as the actual Reborn media. So I feel like I'm not getting as much out of it, if that makes any sense. Now, I do add dead coral skeletons, stuff that Big Bertha breaks or bleaches out, or maybe I messed with my nutrients and killed off a few pieces. Things happen. So I also use skeletons that, didn't make the healing process or whatever. I do have a video on that, James. You can check it out and show you the process. It's pretty simple stuff. Yeah, so custom reactor seems to be doing okay. It's due for another cleaning for sure. It's starting to kind of get nasty in there. And I found that if I don't clean my calcium reactor, not only does it get clogged, but it also turns into a little nitrate factory. So I got to get taken care of that. But yeah, appreciate the question. YouTube Reefer, any tips for implementing two-part dosing? Calc, not enough anymore. Okay, so if you're currently using calc, then keep using it, at least for now. If you want to use both in the future, once you get stable with the two-part, you can, but keep using it as you start adding on the two-part. And that is because the last thing you want to do is Team Sand. That's nice, algae. The last thing you want to do is turn off one method and try to dial in a second method. A lot of people do that. I had a client do that once, and it didn't work out. So what you want to do is keep the calc the way it is. If it's not enough anymore, then that's when you're going to want to start dosing the two-part. So start off low. I don't know how big your tank is. I don't know what your consumption is, but start off relatively low, maybe 10, 15, 20 milliliters. I said millimeters because that's what I freaking do for 3D printing all day. Milliliters, Jesus. start off, this is gonna you don't have to start at those levels, but if you feel comfortable at that, go ahead and then give it a couple days. I don't know if you have the Trident or if you are dose or you're testing with Hannah or whatever, but test the same time every single day. So if you start it tomorrow, test in the evening, and then again 24 hours later test again. If you're still kind of nervous, you can test twice a day. Just make sure it's 12 hours apart, same time. That way you can kind of go with the fluctuation, because believe it or not, if you follow the Trident, you will see that consumption changes throughout the day based on your lighting and all that good stuff. So it's best to test at the same time so you avoid any issues with that. So start slow, watch it adjust, and then of course make sure you have your magnesium was where it needs to be, so you're getting you're good. Okay, so make sure that magnesium is where it should be. And I was gonna say, if calc isn't enough, you might want to just kind of see maybe magnesium is low. That's also an issue I've seen in the past, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, yeah, just start low and work your way up. Eventually, it will stabilize where you want it to be, and then just go from there. And then at that point, if you want to take the calc reactor, whatever method you're using, off, maybe you have an ATO. If you want to stop using that, dial back the amount. So if you're putting in like 2 tablespoons, I'm just putting numbers out here because I don't put calc in an ATO. Let's say you're putting in 2 tablespoons of 5 gallons of water. We'll just say that. Now, what you're going to want to do is, once that 5 gallons is done and you're adjusting your 2-part is where it should be and is stable, go down to 1 tablespoon, and then make that adjustment within the next couple days on your dosing for your 2-part to compensate for what's not being in the calc, if that makes sense. And then eventually weed that off to half a tablespoon over the next, whatever, and go from there. If you feel comfortable with dialing in your 2-part, then you can, once it's stable, you could take the calc off all the way. Just be ready to make adjustments on the dosing of the 2-part, and that's all. So I know that's pretty in depth, but hopefully it covers all your bases, and you won't have any issues, because it looks like you got some coral in that thumbnail there, and I hate for you to kill it. So, okay. Oscar says, "Hey, question. So I have I haven't really checked your site since roast time, but do you have a 3D printed carbon reactor holder? Let's see here. If not, how do I go by getting something like that? Thanks." Okay. Do I have a 3D printed carbon reactor holder? I'm trying to think what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, a lot of carbon reactors have built-in stands and, I guess I wouldn't say feet, but they have the ability to kind of hang up. A lot of reactors have screw holes and stuff like that. So the answer to that question is no, I don't. If you are interested in something like that, I'm going to need you to kind of let me know what you're looking for. If you can send me pictures or a drawing of something that you want, and then to expedite the process, you can put in a order for a custom 3D printed item based on the size. So I have the 7 by 7 inch or whatever it is, and then I have the 13 by 13. So you can put in, order whatever however big it's going to be at the end. Order a custom 3D printed item based on that, and then send me the drawings or sketches or your ideas, and then I will make it. There's literally nothing that I can't make. It just depends on how much time you want to put into it. Like I said, these companies, they're putting in a lot of time because they want the quality. So I can literally create anything you can imagine. I just I need to be reasonable here. So, but yeah, hopefully that works out for you. Let me know. Team Sand. So yeah, I'll put a poll up if you guys want. I have to tell you right now, it's not going to be a lot of sand. It might be. I'm going to put sand in the 300 for the sake of making you guys happy. It's going to be like 2 inches or 3 inches or something, because that shit's expensive and I don't even like it. So we'll see. And we'll go about, and I guess I could show you guys that process. I'll probably just buy live sand for the sake of it. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Figure it out. Have you ever considered 3D printing frag racks that each hole is numbered? I could do that. Like a number in front of the hole. Is that what you mean, Salty Reef? Just confirm that question. So basically, like 1 through 8 or whatever. Yeah, I could. That's a stupid simple design. I can make that. Are you talking like hanging frag racks or just frag racks for like the Connect frag racks with numbers? I can do a version of that. Yeah, I mean, I can do all that stuff. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people did the numbers across the bottom and then they wanted letters on the side for like selling coral and stuff like that. I could do that. Yeah. We're only getting 2 inches. Dig home. Number one. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. If you want to if you want to send me an email, Salty, with just kind of what you were thinking exactly, I can make stuff like that pretty quick. If you were looking at something like for you to sell at a frag swap or something like that, I with legs on it, I'm assuming. I mean, I can do all that. Just let me know what you're thinking, and I'll be happy to create it. That's not too difficult to do. It's a pretty quick job. Team Sand again. Yeah. I'll put a poll up. Actually, you know something? I'll do that shit right now. All right, get me on YouTube. Okay, let's get in. Can I do that? Can I create a poll? There we go. A poll. Should I put sand in the 300-gallon reef now that I don't I don't have any coral to kill? Just kidding. No, that's fine. Reef. Yes. No. And should I put sand in a 300-gallon reef? It will only be, I don't know. I'm not going to do that. We'll talk about that. So, yes, I posted it, guys. You guys decide what you want to do. And, yeah, happy tallying that shit up. Okay. I have a feeling you guys are going to cost me like $300. Sounds like a first date for me. All right. Anyways, what size tank did you start with in the very beginning? I'm using a 40 breeder with a canister filter at the moment. Okay, I think I posted this on Instagram. I might have. I started with a 20-gallon tall reef tank, so it wasn't drilled. It had a hang on the back skimmer, had T5 lighting. I posted a couple pictures about it, but my saltwater adventure started like this. Oh, I have been in freshwater for all these years. I can do saltwater. I know everything. So I went down to that fat fish place, spent like $400, got a very basic setup. Like I said, hang on a back skimmer. It was like an eShop skimmer, which I actually like that skimmer. T5 lighting, 4-bulb fixture, hang on a back filter, some rock, some sand, and a power head, and of course a tank. So I went home, set all that up. Put the salt in there and mix the salt water. Use my hydrometer because I was boss at that point. It was pretty good. Use my hydrometer. And then within a few days, had a ton of algae. And then I actually went and got my first fish, which was chromis, I'm pretty sure. Chromis or a clownfish. I don't remember exactly. I think it was a clown. I went and got that like a day and a half later. Killed that guy off. And it just, so yeah. And I was like, oh, let me make a YouTube. Let me with all this time under my belt, let me go to make a YouTube channel and teach everybody everything I learned. It was like 2 months later. No, it definitely wasn't. I went through a bunch of crap. Yeah, so 20-gallon tall. So yeah, if you have a canister filter, I mean, I don't know what you have for media in there. As long as you're keeping it clean, it's not gonna be an issue. 40 breeder is a perfect size tank. Reef. Let's see forever. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I'm yawning, guys. Oh shit. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Austin, what do you think about putting 2 Neptune skylights on a Red Sea reefer 450? Other option is 3 Radion XR30s, Gen 5s. I'm currently running 2 older Gen 30s, 2 Gen. Don't think it's enough. Yeah, you're probably going to need 3 if you want to go that route. Let me just look at the specs on the other light so I can give you an accurate answer. I'm a big Radion guy. Of course, I love Kessels on my grow out tubs. So I'm really stuck between the two, I'll be honest with you, but I've been pretty successful with Radions, and I have the Gen 4 Pros. I don't have the Gen 5s. It's personal preference at that point, but I don't know. Let me see here. Sky. Let me just look at the dimensions and all that stuff on it, because I have not used one of these lights before. Let's see what it says. See what the spread is on it. Okay, maximum coverage is 30 inches by 36 inches. Recommended is 24 by 30. So yeah, you definitely want to stay within the recommended. How much they charge it for that? Damn. What's wholesale? Son of a bitch. Damn, $900. Whew. Holy shit. Oh man, that's rough. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so I would stick with the the Gen 5s for now. I mean, it depends on what your wallet wants, but yeah, I know that the Gen 5s or the XR30s are going to work great. So I mean, it's your call at this point, but I would just do 3 Gen XR30s if it was me, anyways. Damn, $900. I know it's map pricing too, but wholesale's got to be better than that. I'll have to look later. Jesus. Okay, I meant like a carbon reactor itself. Like BRS has a reactor for GFO and carbon unit itself. Do you have something 3D printed that can be used for reactor? No, I don't. Reactors tend to be clear, acrylic. Um, and I just wouldn't want to build I mean, I could easily build a reactor that screws in and the whole platform, that whole 9 yards and all the plumbing. I mean, I could build a 2-part reactor, but it wouldn't be see-through. And I think that defeats the purpose. It's good to see the flow going through, see how dirty the media gets, see how the reactor itself is tumbling. I could, but it wouldn't be something that would be, it wouldn't sell for one. And I don't think it'd be worth the time, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Just don't go on 3 dates and you could buy yourself a skyline, right? Yeah, right. Damn, yeah. Don't really want to buy another reactor from BRS. Would like something colored up. Yeah, I know, man. I just don't think it's gonna work out, to be honest with you. Here we go, talking about dicks again. Thanks, Andrea. Do you ever let your acros touch, or do you trim them away from each other? Okay, well, if it was just a display tank for personal use, I would let them touch and grow into each other and kind of fill out. Personally, that's what I would do. But because this tank was built as a display / grow tank to make money, if I let acros grow into each other, then I lose money because one of those acros are going to die. So letting them grow into each other on a grow out tank is just not a good idea. It does take away from how the tank looks. I mean, if you guys see the $300 now, the 300 gallon now, it is empty, mainly because of Bulldozer Bertha. But it's just a lot of stuff grew in, and I ended up, I don't know, it just didn't work out. A lot of things were just not where they should have been, and I talked about that in previous videos when it came to things that I wish I did different. Coral placement is definitely one of those, regardless of trimming them consistently and all that kind of stuff. Things just happen. Things still grow into each other. You get encrusting montiporas that decide to go up the whole base of a really big colony and cause issues and stability wise. And then you have, of course, a fish bulldozing everything. Yeah, if it was just a regular display tank in my living room and it was something that I could just personally enjoy and not worry about it, I would absolutely let them grow into each other and become a giant mess because I like that look, to be honest with you. What's up, Travis? Are you still going to do these rate my tank videos? I know they are not super popular, but I'd be lying if I say I didn't enjoy seeing roast people's tanks. I want to do them, and I get requests for them all the time. You guys are still sending me stuff to roast your tanks. I can't do it because YouTube, ever since I posted the first 2 videos, I've been getting demonetized and slammed. I mean, I was already having issues before, but the language and the things that were said and the jokes and the endos and everything that was associated with that video that made it not YouTube friendly, it crushed my channel, those 2 videos. And that's okay. I guess I could post more. Maybe that would help. But yeah, I got nailed really hard. No pun on that one, by the way. I got nailed pretty hard after posting those videos, so they will absolutely not be coming back. And if I do roast my tank videos, they won't have swearing in them, and if they do, it'd be minimal swearing. And all the jokes that most people can take won't be in there because the people who can't take them are the ones that are flagging the videos and causing me issues. And you guys know this is my livelihood. It's my business. If I can't make certain content so I can keep paying my bills, that's just kind of how it is. And, it's nothing personal. So sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to, I can do a toned down version. Like, oh, geez, his tank is so ugly. Wait, somebody offended by the word ugly? Okay, so misunderstood. It's that kind of shit. But anyway, Sand is such a personal choice. It is. I personally don't like it, but I'm here to please the masses, as you guys know. Anyways, I had a softy colony just uh, disintegrate in my tank. Parameters are acceptable. Nothing crazy going on. Does this shit just happen? Well, what was it? Was it like a leather coral? Yeah, you just said a softy colony. Was it zoas? A bunch of zoas? Was it a leather? Was it a I don't know what other freaking softies? Mushrooms, pallies. I mean, what was it? They usually don't just disintegrate unless something is bothering them. Like I have a file fish, which I finally caught in the 300. I had to bait him. That joker ate all my damn zoas. Ate all my zoas. I just put him in there because I was like, oh, he'd be a cool addition. He looks pretty cool. He's kind of chill. He's a fish that ain't gonna bother nobody. He's gonna be pretty awesome. No, he's a jerk, man. He ate all my damn zoas. I mean, all of my zoas. Now the Sunny D's are just starting to come back. But the point is, they usually don't disintegrate or go away unless something is bothering them. So either you got maybe you. I mean, I hate to say this, but I mean, depending if they're zoas, then maybe you got. I'm just trying to see what else you wrote there. Maybe you got a pest of some sort. Maybe you got spider eating, zoa eating spiders, nudibranchs. I mean, you could have a fish that's picking at them. I mean, who knows? The best thing to do is go look tonight when the lights are off, a couple hours after the lights are off. Go look at these colonies that are not doing so well or are starting to disintegrate. Look at them at night because you'll be able to definitely see if anything is on there. Most of those critters come out at night. Just get a flashlight, use your cell phone or whatever. But that's when I like to do my investigations on people's tanks is at night because you can really see, the dudes coming out and starting trouble. So I'd recommend you do that. Other than that, unless you didn't have any major fluctuations, again, softies are pretty good with fluctuations when it comes to alkalinity and stuff like that. But they depending on what they are and where they came from. I mean, if you're getting major fluctuations in alkalinity and you're getting big temperature swings and maybe a bunch of flow, maybe you put in a whole bunch of power heads and you got a ton of different flow. I mean, all these variables play a role in how a tank's doing. Okay. Let me see. Did you put more in there? Let me see. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's not a. Okay, I just want to double check that. I didn't think that was a softie. That's it's like a hammer coral, like a Duncan. Yeah. Okay. So that's considered an LPS, buddy. It's an LPS. So that kind of changes basically everything I just said to a certain extent. When it comes to those, and I've had this happen before, fluctuations in alkalinity will most definitely, and nutrients is the big thing too, will most definitely wipe out Duncans and trumpet corals and stuff like that. So double check your nutrients. If they went from zero and this happened to me. If they were at zero for a while and you elevated your nutrients relatively quickly, they melted, but they did come back. They didn't completely die. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a pest that's going to focus on those. But again, it probably wouldn't hurt to check at night and double check your fluctuations with your alkalinity. If you have more than one test kit to verify your alk, then go ahead and do that. And then also double check your nutrients, nitrates and phosphates, and make sure they're stable. So that's what I would recommend, man. Yeah, the pest thing probably not going to be a problem at this point. The skylights are nice lights, a lot to shell out. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you get what you pay for. I'm sure they're great lights. I mean, I'd have to use them myself to really put my opinion out there, but maybe someday I'll get one. Just don't date 3 dates and you can buy a light. Yeah. Heck yeah. Stick with what works. Thanks, man. Yeah. I mean, if you're growing coral and you're successful with Gen 5s, then just buy another one. Just buy another one. I mean, just do it. Yeah. I don't see any reason why that. And if you want to go all out, man, do like a T5 hybrid combo. That's my favorite setup. Ultimately, regardless if it's Kessel or Radions, I personally would, if I could get away with it without really messing with my electric bill, I would make all my systems T5 hybrids because there's just something about T5s, how it fills in the gaps and the shading. It really helps alongside with LEDs. It's perfect. So if you want to shell out some money, get the T5s to go along with it. So 3 XR30s with T5s, man, you'd be golden. Never need to upgrade. All right, so we good. All right, we talked about that. I don't have a skimmer on my 40 breeder. Have a hang in the back refugium in a canister. Has a pre-filter built in. Clean it twice a week with a biohome marine media in it. I also have a heater in the canister. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, hey, if it's working for you and your system is doing well, then go with it. There's nothing wrong with having a bare bones system. Or I mean, there's people who grow coral in goldfish bowls. Okay, so people do that with a little air stone. Excuse me, we're burping again. Grow coral in one of those fish bowls with an air stone and a Kessel light over the top of it, and they do just fine. So if your system's happy, Heath, with that situation with a canister filter, and you're not having any major algae issues, and you can keep up with maintenance on it, then do it up. There's no reason for you to be adding all the other stuff. But hey, you're going to want to progress at some point, so you probably will anyways. But yeah. Couldn't you do a constructive criticism with tips and advice on people's reefs? Well, then it wouldn't be roast my reef. It would be, hey, let me give you constructive criticism reef. I mean, I can. I mean, I could do that if you guys want. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose of being an asshole and making people laugh. But hey, if I can get a few jokes in while I'm, constructive criticism, everyone's shit. If I'm giving that out and I can at least put a few jokes in, that's what she said jokes, the stuff that most 34-year-old guys are saying. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. If you guys want me to make those videos, send your stuff. Seriously, I'll do it. I will try one of me being, it won't be roast my reef. It'll be, say nice things about my reef. Video one. Caleb, don't send any of your stuff in because there is no possible way that I'm going to be able to be nice to you. And, I love you and I send you free shit, kind of free. But don't send me your reef tank because I'm just not going to be able to. So, yeah, do it up. Yeah, do it up. Email me your stuff and I will do it very soon, like next week. Constructive criticism, man. Create a Patreon new channel for Roast My Reef. Peter, I would love to add that kind of stuff, but for one, that's why I have one membership. Yeah, I have one membership on my YouTube channel, and that's for the scrolling credits. I don't like taking people's money for stuff like that. I feel like, you got people charging $25, $30, $50, $75 a month for you just to like give them a shout out or this and that. I mean, you can if you want, if you have that kind of flex on the internet. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but if you've got that, then fine. But I feel guilty about charging people $1 just to have your name at the end of one of my videos, a month. But by the way, if you want to sign up for that, just fine. But so I don't know how I feel about setting up a Patreon and charging people money to do a roast my reef. I feel like that's not going to be acceptable. I mean, trust me, I had 50 to 70, something like that, people on my $5 a month for my Q&A that I did privately for people. I had a ton of money coming in every month from that, but I took it off because I didn't feel like I was able to give people what they were paying for. So I don't roll like that, man. I just can't. I don't know. It doesn't sit right. If you want to support me, you can head over to the website, buy some of my shit. That's one way. Anyways, yeah. So, would YouTube allow you to create another channel for this? I mean, they can, but they're all going to link it back to me. I mean, listen, I don't even watch YouTube videos on this account. I use a separate account to watch all my political stuff and YouTube stuff. Just in general things. Like today I was on this Maury, like, you are not the father thing. I don't know where that came from. It popped up on my feed. I was like, yeah, I guess I'll watch this shit for a while. So I was just watching people get their lives destroyed on a fake show. I think it was fake. I did that for like 3 hours while I was working. But anyway, so I don't use this channel itself to even watch anything. I haven't watched a YouTube video from this channel in a long time, and I still think that they link it back to me. I mean, how could they not? I mean, Jesus, it's crazy. I mean, I guess it's at the point now that I get ads on Google for things that I think about. And Andrea brought this up a while ago. Like, I think about something and I get an ad about it. It's kind of crazy. And, they never send you ads for the cool stuff. Like, I said that before too. So if you're going to, never mind. I'm going to get demonetized. Moving on. I think it'd be a good idea to bring back the roast my tank style videos, but just change the rate to rate my tank instead of so YouTube freaking YouTube won't demonetize you again. Yeah, I mean, I'll do whatever, guys. If you guys want that content, it's fine. I don't mind. I just listen. I love creating content. I mean, I have to with 700 and some on damn videos. I really like creating content. I just gotta, I gotta find the time, and that's the only issue. So I'll work on it. I promise. When you did your par test with the XR15s, did you have the T5s on? The video is like a year old. Okay, in that video, Hunter, I have numbers with the T5s on and with the T5s off, and that video is like 2 or 3 years old in the 300. So yes, there is a comparison on the numbers on that with the T5s on and the T5s off, so you can see that in the video. Just gotta, watch it again. I don't know, pay attention to it. I'm just playing, kind of. Can you 3D print a siphon break for an ATO? My ATO is sitting higher than my sump, causing it to drain until the water height is at the same. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I just do the custom 3D printed item and send me pictures and dimensions, and I can make that for you. That's fine. Yep. And then kind of where you want it to be and how you want it to lay out. If you have an idea in mind already, it'll save me some time. But yeah, I can do that. Sure can. I'm telling you guys, I can make anything. Anything. I'm taking all these classes for QuickBooks. I took a whole bunch of classes for that 3D printing. So I can make anything. It just requires time. That's all. New question. What is the pro of having no sand? Okay, so I did that video is old. Back in the 125, I did a video, the pros and cons of having a sand bed. You should watch that video. Appreciate it. And you definitely give me a thumbs up on that because that's an old ass video. I don't even know what I sound like. You know something? We're going to Google it right now because why the fuck not? Hex. Pros and cons of sand bed. Let me see what pops up. It sure does. I made that October 30th of 2016. Man, that's when I just started YouTube. Whew, okay. Let me if I share the screen, I got 22 dislikes. Motherfucker. I'm gonna give myself a like. There we go. 651 likes with 64,000 views. Holy smokes. Let me get this down here. I don't think I could share the audio right now. Let me see here. Am I on the channel? Okay, make sure nothing bad popping up here. Man, look at this video. This thing is old as shit. You guys remember what the 300 used to look like? Or the 125? And this video? Whew. Look at that, man. Talking about takeover of valleys. Damn, son. And then that's Melanora's wrasse right there. He just passed away a little while ago, that wrasse. Poor guy. And then Zay, the old fish. All these random ass corals on the bottom. Yeah, so pros and cons, sand bed, and top down. I used to do all this stuff with all this video, underwater videos. You guys remember that? Man, these corals look like shit with that camera. Man, I used to do all this stuff. I'd love to do that again. I just can't fit my fat arm down in the tank anymore. Oh, man. It's crazy. I haven't looked at these videos in forever. Man. This is when I had more time on my hands. A lot more time. A lot more time. Days are over. Hey, but yeah, you can go watch that video. But anyways, to answer your question, what are the pros of having no sand? Well, I can crank my flow up big time. That's one thing that I really like is having, man, when you look at the video of this 300 before I took it apart and the video we just saw, the 125, that's called progress right there. Progress. And it sucks that I didn't get a video of the 300 before I took it down because it was even bigger and better than this. The colonies were actually sticking out of the water before I broke it down. That's okay. At least I know it's there. I have pictures somewhere. But anyways, I can crank the flow up, which is really good. And that's about it. It's easier to clean, to try to kind of sticks in one spot. It's easier to siphon out, easier to clean, more flow. It's kind of what I'm looking for when it comes to, Acropora tanks. But hey, if you guys get enough votes, speaking of that, let's check out how many people voted. I don't know if you guys did or not yet. Let me go over to content. Let's see if you guys voted yet. That's my dick. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know where I can even find this. Can I find my stuff? Your account, community, talk to myself. Okay, so 45% so far say no sand. 55% say yes. More no sand votes, please. Thank you. But yeah, so that's about it. Hopefully that answers your question. Kind of cool seeing footage of a shallow reef now that I own it. Only trying it with a 120 build as a frag tank. Yeah. Uh, yeah, because you came and picked that salt. I was like, what do you mean you own it? Yeah, you came and picked up the tank. I forgot that I sold that damn thing. I forgot I even had the shallow reef. Been through a lot of tanks. I'm always changing, and I can't change anymore. I have an acro where the tips started to bubble. I have an acro where the tips started to bubble up and appear warty looking. Snipped it off, and the skeleton was deformed. Any idea of cause? For one, I probably wouldn't have snipped it off because it was probably starting to split. I've had acros bulge up at the top and then split out into different branches. So just kind of put that in. I've never had a bubble, true bubble. I kind of have to see a picture of it, but you've already snipped it. Most likely, it was about to split into different branches, but you cut it off and you just killed all that growth. Good job. um, I can't think of any causes. I mean, a lot of coral growth and skeletal growth. A lot of things that play a role in that is going to be the light intensity. If you got a ton of light, they're not going to want to go towards it. And then flow is a really big thing as well. And that's another thing that one of the pros to having no sand is you can have a lot more flow. And when you have a lot more flow in a bare bottom tank or an acropora tank, that flow is resistance to the coral colony. So when a colony grows with a lot of flow, they build a larger trunk or base structure, which then allows the colony to get bigger overall without the worry of it falling down. But then again, none of that really matters when you have a bullheaded flamingo tang who just goes through it anyways. But it's a good thought in theory when you don't have destructor in there. But yeah, I don't think that's what it was. I think it was about the split and you cut it off. So that's what I think. I could be wrong. Well, I'm usually wrong, but Matt, what's up? What kind of car is that? A Mustang? I'm starting to get into these older Mustangs and older cars in general because I kind of want to get one. I want a big old nasty V8 with some just obnoxious car, so I can go mess around with it. But anyways, I just got a BioCube 29 gallon second hand the other day, and it looks to have the LED and tube light hybrid. Is that stock? Well, I think they come with one or the other. If it has, I'm almost positive it comes with one or the other, and you can swap them out or add or have them both. So it's probably not stock. So kudos for that. Probably save you some money. Did you sell the Lowboy yet? Salty Reef, I did not sell it. I had a couple people ask about it. They never got back to me. So it is still available. It's just chilling, man. It's gonna be pretty cheap too. Like maybe it comes with the overflow. So maybe between $50 and $75. But I know if you come here and, buy some other shit from me, I'll give it to you for a better price. I know how you roll too. Work something out, man. You bought a bunch of stuff for me. Matter of fact, you took my cat home a long time ago. Not Frey. Took the other cat home. So, which was kind of my cat. It's a long story, but anyways, yeah, it was given to me, and then I realized that I didn't want the cat, so I gave it away. But it's okay. Anyways, love the ATI T5 hybrid. I agree. Yeah, hybrids are the way to go. It's to get more flow without the sand bed blown. Correct. Travis, what would you recommend for something to clean the sand? Diamond goby, gosh. The gobies are pretty cool. Sand sifting sea stars are also pretty good. They're relatively cheap when it comes to the grand scheme of buying fish these days. So the sand sifting sea stars are pretty awesome, and yeah, the gobies are good too. The gobies are really good. Sand sifting goby. I've never used a conch before, but I mean, I'm sure they're good. I mean, they serve a purpose, right? So they're always in the sand bed moving it around. So yeah, I mean, try them all. See what's up. Reef, but I thought that's part of the filtration. I'm confused. I must have missed it. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying here. He was answering the question. It gets more flow without the sand blown around. Correct. And yes, sand is part of the filtration, but so isn't the bottom of the tank. So isn't the side of the tank, the back of the glass, all that coralline algae. That's all part of the filtration. Yes, you are losing significant amount of surface area for beneficial bacteria by not having sand, but with the amount of rock that I have, it's not really a big deal. At that point, you just have to kind of play a balancing act between how many fish you have, how much you feed, water changes, all that kind of stuff. They all plays a role. But yes, you will have more surface area for beneficial bacteria to process nutrients if you have sand. That is definite. I mean, I'm sure you could. I mean, you could probably have somebody go in depth on a bare bottom tank and having being flat with coralline algae, how much surface area that is opposed to the top of sand. I mean, you can go on and on and on. But I believe that if you have sand, you have more. In my opinion. Do roast my reef live stream with panel reefers. That'd be cool. Yeah. I'm debating on getting somebody. You know, I want people to come in. I wouldn't mind people coming in and talking. I need to make sure that we're gonna have a good conversation, and it's not gonna be one sided, or it's not gonna be boring as hell. You know, so you just got to, you got to find people that vibe with you. I know Mike Lemon and I, Lemon, is it Lemon? Yeah, Mike Lemming. Yeah, him and I did stuff together a long time ago when I first started out. Him and I get along pretty well, so we our personalities jive. We kind of have some good banter, not homo on that, but it'd just be nice to find somebody to kind of jive with me and do that. I need free Walt Disney frag. Yeah, don't we all? Yeah, we answered the filtration. That's what I like about your channel, no BS. Yeah, I mean, I try to say as much as I can, but it was different a couple years ago. It really was. Things have definitely changed on this platform, and it's okay. It's okay. Oh, update, guys. So I finished the top of my sleeve for the saltwater theme. We got a little bit more color to do in it, but the top outer of the arm is done. This weekend we should be finishing the entire forearm, the entire thing. He knows I only like to do like 4 hours at a time. This guy wants to do 6 to 8 hours this weekend. I'm like, man, because I start getting annoyed at 4 hours. At 4 hours, my pain tolerance is gone, especially in certain areas like the elbow. Like I did 6 hours of elbow one time, and oh my God, was I in a bad mood. So he wants to come and knock out the entire forearm this weekend, which is fine. And then we have a little bit of the bicep. We got the starfish we got to finish up, and then the inner bicep to finish up. But I got a ton of color on this eel, which is basically he's going through coral, and it's a massive amount of color. I think I got I don't know how many hours in this thing. We got 4, 8, 12, 16 hours in this one portion of the arm already. And you know, it's gonna be nice when it's done. So hopefully the sleeve will be done. And let me mention this as well, guys. In November, I'm gonna be doing a video soon. Damn, I did an hour in the elbow and I was pissed. Yeah, I was dying, man. It freaking blew up like a balloon too. I did both elbows. But anyway, and I actually did one of them twice. That's a long story. But anyways, I'm doing a cover up. But I'm going to a frag swap in Lancaster in November. I'll get you guys a video and the dates and everything. This is my first swap that I've gone to since Reefapalooza 2018. I haven't gone to any swaps since then that I remember. I don't think I've been to any of them. So I'm going to have 2 tables. One is going to be a whole shit ton of 3D printing. If somebody lives locally and you want to help me out by help me sell stuff, I can hook you up with some stuff or some cash at the end of the day. But if you're interested in helping me out, I need somebody to run a table, either the coral table or the 3D printing table, or maybe I'll just get 2 of you guys and you guys can run the tables and I can just go do whatever. But I'm going to be doing a coral table and a 3D printed table. And they said I can bring anything I want besides frag plugs. So I'm going to be bringing a ton of stuff. I just got to get time to print it all. So that's happening in November. So if you want to come hang out and support the Mason-Dixon Reef Club, again, I'll do a separate video. You come hang out. I'm going to be there all day. And then I'm going to do a dinner afterward. I'm not buying you dinner, but if you want to go hang out and go get food and kind of bullshit and go do something and go hang out, maybe get some drinks. If you guys want to, I mean, if there's a ton of you guys, we're not going to go to the club and get drinks because then we're going to get in trouble. So, but well, it depends on how many people want to hang out and go do stuff. If you guys want to go get some food, I know there's like a Bob Evans across the street. I wouldn't mind going and get a pretty big table and getting some food. By the way, I'm not buying all your food. It depends on how much I sell the day. I might actually be generous. But yeah. So if you guys want to do that, again, it's my first show. If you want to come hang out, and hopefully, point of this is hopefully my sleeve will be done by then. I don't know. It depends on. I don't know. It just depends on what I feel like doing, but a good portion of it will be. And then I got to go back to the other arm and fix my shoulder tattoo because my shoulders got too big and my tattoo got smaller for some reason. And then yeah, so that'll be the next project. Anyways, moving on. Figure out how you can ship stuff to Canada. I'll buy 3D printing stuff. Okay, so yes, I had the option of adding Canada to my my website. Peter, email me when we get out of here. Say, hey, my name is Peter T from the live stream. I live in Canada and I want to buy some stuff. What I'm going to do is tell me what you want to buy. Just tell me a few items that you want to buy, and I'm going to make those items specifically so you can buy them in Canada. And we're going to go through this process together. So what I'm going to do is, because there's like tariffs and all sorts of crap that I got to do, I have it set up soon that you can buy that stuff. So what's going to happen is just email me, let me know what you want to buy, and I will go and make those items available for you to purchase, and then try to purchase them. Hopefully that process goes through. We'll see how much shipping is, because I'm going to be using the post office and UPS. They're not going to tell me how much they're charging you. So let me know what the shipping is and all that kind of stuff, because I can't see it unless maybe I change my VPN to Canada. We'll see. Anyways, and then we'll go through that process, and maybe you'll be the first order I ship out. All else fails, if it doesn't work out, I'll just send you your money back. If I can't get the shipping right or whatever reason, or something comes up and it doesn't work, I will send it back. But if you want to be the guinea pig for this process for your fellow Canadian citizens, we can do that for sure. 100%. Okay. And then once I get Canada, if I can get Canada on there and everything works out, then we'll go from there. Did you get that message on your website I sent you a while back? Man, I'll tell you right now. I don't know. Let me look. Peter, what'd you put on what did you put on the website? There not been any dick pics. Somebody was sending me some stuff on the website, and dude. Let me see, Peter. Let me see what we got here. I got an inbox of 22 messages. What's your name, Peter? Peter. Did you sign in by your name, Peter? So if you didn't sign in by your name, I ain't finding it. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, I don't see Peter here. I see guess. Yeah, so unless you put your name in there, I didn't see it. So there are hours on the website now, by the way, guys. So I'm not getting messages at like 1 a.m. But yeah, Peter, let me know. Let me know what you want to do. Do you have an idea of how to get the green out of forest fire digi? Mine turned to gray blue color. Okay, forest fire digi turned to gray blue color. Okay, so I know we talked about your setup earlier, Heath, with the with your canister filter, all this and this and this. What are your nutrients like? What are you testing? Do you have algae in the tank? For your forest fire digi to turn gray blue color, that's hard to tell. It's either going to be the lighting or the nutrients. One of the two. If it was anything else, it wouldn't really be a color issue. You'd have either paleness or it'd be brown based on too many nutrients and stuff like that. But I can't really give you an answer without knowing more about the tank. I want to say that you're not getting enough light. I mean, because gray and blue colors seems to look, it's pretty dark. I've never had a fire digi turn that color. I'd have to see it, to be honest with you. I mean, if you want me to dive into that a little bit more and help you out, maybe, if you want to set up a Skype call or something, we can do that. Or you can just kind of send pictures my way and I'll get to it at some point. Yeah, I mean, I need more information. I can't answer that. Sorry. Was thinking of using Skillshare. Do you have a referral code or anything? Get kickback? Let me share. I'm pretty sure. Skillshare. Can invite friends. Here's a link. Copy. I don't know if this is gonna work, but this is a link. Does that get you guys something? I don't know if that helps. It says share your link. It says you can send people individually or share this link. So that's the link to Skillshare, and I love Skillshare. I use it all the time. It's like my go-to on most things. It's pretty nice. I don't know what it is a year. I think it's like $100 a year or something like that. It's worth it. I mean, if you're into learning and self-improvement and you can put the time in, it's definitely worth it for sure. We already talked about the low boy. Yes, I did. I can grab it next weekend. Okay. Yeah, just hit me up. You got my number. If you don't have my number, send me an email. I'll send it to you again. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just let me know when you want to come get it. It should be free. I'll make myself free. You want the box too, right? You want the overflow box and all that stuff. I'm assuming you do. Hey Travis, are you still using a CO2 scrubber? Just recently installed one and the pH reached 8.5. Do I need to worry? I wouldn't worry about that. Most likely, if it's an 8.5, your pro probably needs to be recalibrated. Unless your alkalinity is stupid high, your pH is probably not going to be that high because there is a correlation between alkalinity and your pH with CO2 and being in the water. So I wouldn't. I don't think 8.5 is realistic, but it could be. I wouldn't worry. It's not a bad thing. And am I still using a CO2 scrubber? I ran out of media, and I don't use it anymore. I just plumbed it back outside. I did a lot of tests with those. I tested the media. I made the CO2 scrubber ring. But I will tell you guys right now, a lot of you guys who have ordered the CO2 scrubber rings for your skimmers, by the way, appreciate all the support on that. You guys are getting some pretty good results. Some of you guys were saying that you used to have to change the media within the reactor every 2 weeks, and now you're getting double that, if not more, by adding it as a recirculating CO2 scrubber. So, yeah. So, I appreciate you guys giving me the feedback on that stuff for sure. Excuse me. Tips for green hair algae outbreak. Tank is a bit over 1 year old, 55 gallon, 4 foot, one nitrate. Dosing to keep it above zero, and phosphates is 0.05. Ultra low reading. Tried Vibrant, toothbrush, rocks, but it won't work. Okay, so if you have green hair algae outbreak, you don't need to be dosing nitrates or phosphates. Now I do understand when you test nitrates and phosphates and you have a lot of algae in your tank, you're not getting the correct reading. You're just not getting it because the algae in itself is actually consuming it in the water column, and you're not. Oh man, I'm already at an hour. Damn, son. Appreciate everybody being here, by the way. Really do. So if you have green hair algae in your tank, the last thing you want to do is be dosing nitrates and phosphates, because I know you're getting zero reading on your test kits. I know you are. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to find the source of excess nutrients. Okay. So it's probably dosing. That's probably one source right there. We can check that off. You dosing nitrates or phosphates to your tank while you have algae is definitely a source. So stop doing that. What you want to do is you want to manually remove the green hair algae. I'm not talking about once a week. I'm talking about every single day. Get in there, cut it with I've seen people do it with the freaking scissors. Cut it at the base of the rock. Get as much off as you possibly can. If you have fish that are able to graze, that's great. If you can get it low enough and you can get some kind of cleanup crew, as in hermit crabs and stuff like that, they'll help. But it's not going to fix the problem. That's just a Band-Aid. You want to find the source of the green hair algae in the first place. So you're going to start with, and I mentioned this a lot, RODI system. If you don't have zero TDS, that's a problem. If you're getting your water from Walmart, that's a problem. If you're getting your water from your buddy, that's a problem. If you're getting your water from the local fish store, it's most definitely a problem. So stop doing that unless they can show you zero TDS. Trust me, I had a buddy. I'm not going to go into it. Jacked his tank up with fish store water. He started making his own. Things got so much better. Zero TDS. Double check your feeding. Make sure it's good. You don't have zero nutrients in that tank. Okay, you don't, but you do need to get as much hair algae out as you possibly can. If you have a refugium, run it a little bit longer. Try to focus that growth, that algae growth, excess nutrients growth in a refugium with chaetomorpha or chaeto or whatever else you want to pronounce it. At this point, if you don't have chaeto, throw all the hair algae in the damn sump. Let's just get it to grow. You can get the algae growing somewhere else other than the main display, and then focus on getting the nutrients down. So I hope that answers your question, and I know it's confusing when you're reading zero on nutrients and you have algae. Next thing you'll have is dino if you don't get it under control. So yep. Whatever happened to Mike Lemming? Life, man. I know he had stuff going on in life. It happens, man. I'll tell you guys, for the shit that I've dealt with in the last 10 months, actually almost a year, if you guys even knew what I was dealing with, you'd be like, why is he still here? How is he still here? How are you functioning? And how is your business even running? If you had a clue of the shit I've been dealing with, and trust me, I'll let you guys know someday when things settle down. But it has probably been the most, and I've gone to, and we can talk about this later. I've gone to Afghanistan. I've dealt with the aftermath of life in my 20s after going to war. And I'll tell you right now, the last year has been the most difficult year of my entire life. And somehow I'm still here. Yeah, lots of praying and lots of trying to stay positive. I'll tell you that. It's been working out so far. But anyways, yeah, speaking of the Afghanistan stuff, I've had a couple of you guys send me emails talking about Afghanistan and appreciate my feedback the other day on that. If you guys want me to do a podcast video talking about that, because I go to the VA every other week for my stuff, and they were saying that a letter went out, and Andrea brought this up too, like 35 senators or something sent a letter to the VA requesting, to keep an eye, like additional services for, the 800,000 Afghanistan veterans. Yeah, it's pretty rough right now, guys. I'll tell you, I'll be completely honest with you. I have gone cold turkey on all news over the last few days. I've gone completely cold turkey. I'm not doing it because I want to be ignorant, or I'm not doing it because I don't want to know. I'm doing it because it's one more thing on the pile of things that I have to deal with that I just don't want to. And there's a certain point in our lives where, you have to start weeding things out that are not necessary, that cause you additional stress. So right now, watching the news and watching those poor people and hearing about the things that are happening and all the stuff associated with it, and knowing that, I went to Afghanistan, did what I did, I saw what I did. I'm, being punished for what I've done, and I don't want to feel that pain. So, yeah. So if you guys want me to make a video talking about this stuff, if you guys want to, if you guys want that kind of podcast, I'm happy to do it. So you guys know that you're not alone, because I know there's a lot of veterans that watch the channel. If you want me to talk about that stuff, I can. I know that there will be a point to the whole reef tank for veterans thing. Now that COVID is finally, can I say COVID without getting demonetized? I don't know. Now that the sea stuff is starting to kind of chill out, I can start doing reef tanks for veterans again. Thankfully, we've been saving up money. We've been going out that route. So hopefully we can do that. And the point of me saying that is hopefully we can, I'm reading what you guys are saying here. So hopefully we can get back into that. And part of the reef tank for veteran stuff is I wanted to be able to talk about it on the YouTube channel and bring that stuff up in podcasts. And, it is a reefing channel, but it is, it is me. It is me, so there's no reason not to talk about it, right? It's Sammy's over there. It's okay. You can insult Biden. We're not commies here. Yeah, well, the thing is I can, but then my channel will take a bigger shit. I just know it will. So, yeah. What's the recommended flow rate for a sump filter system? I'm upgrading from 125 gallon and to a 180 gallon. Okay, so a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, I don't give recommendations for that because most of my flow and everything I primarily take care of in the main display with power heads. It's just kind of been how I've been with that. When it comes to flow, I usually do in a sump, like for my main display right now, I have about 800-ish to maybe 1,000, depending on kind of how I dial things in. So between 800 to 1,000 gallons per hour going through the main display back into the sump. So that's what I stick at. It's really going to be personal preference based on how big your system is. You said going to a 180, but how stocked it is. Are you using filter socks, using a roller mat? You got to take those things into consideration, because if you have a ton of flow, you might just be filling up the socks too quickly, and you might just add on more maintenance than what you need, or you might burn through that roller mat quicker than you need to. As long as you have enough flow going through the sump that the temperature fluctuations in the main display are not drastic and it stays consistent, meaning that if you have a 180 gallon tank, don't have 100 gallons per hour worth of flow into that, because temperature from the sump isn't going to heat up the tank quick enough to keep it stable. So that's something you got to think about. But as long as the main display's temperature is stable, you're fine. You don't really have to worry about it too much. And I've been talking for an hour and 8 minutes. When was the last time I talked that long? Damn. And we still got questions. So when we run out of questions, the live stream will stop. So yeah, when we run out of questions, how many more we got? Enough. So let's keep going. Okay. I rewatched the par video. Man, the Gen 5 XR15s are weak compared to the 4s. We'll at least buy 50 par. You're saying that the Gen 5 XR15s are weak compared to the 4s? Well, at least buy 50 par. Really? I wonder why that is. I listen, guys, I haven't gotten the Gen 5s yet, and I don't know if I'm forced to buy them in the new build, I will. But I didn't know that they were weaker. Yeah, I mean, if you have both to compare side to side, then yeah. But I wouldn't consider my video to be, I don't know, God's honest truth on perfectness. I would say, situational wise. So yeah. Will the 20 pack have any duplicates or 20 different corals? Can we request no duplicates if it does? Well, sometimes there's duplicates. Right now, there's duplicates with green digi and the ATL blue clover. I think those are the only 2 duplicates in there, and it's just one more of each. You can request no duplicates, but then I have to kind of set your stuff aside, which kind of defeats the purpose of the pack itself. But I'm willing to work with anybody. I mean, it's not a big deal. If you want 20 different frags, that's fine. You can request that. But the turnaround time on shipping is going to be a little bit longer because I might have to go in and just cut extra stuff and give it a chance to heal. For this, I wouldn't have cut it yet, basically, because those 20 packs for $300, which by the way used to be 15, and probably will go back to 15 soon. Just because it is 20 corals for $300 shipped is a lot, given that a lot of shipments cost me $50 to ship. So you can see 20 frags for $250 is insane. So get them while you can, I suppose. But the point of those packs were to give you guys a bunch of frags for a great price. Yes, some of them might be the same, but you're still getting a ton of coral for a really good price. That was the whole point of these packs. And I'm always willing to, if you don't want duplicates, you can request it. Just understand you're probably going to add a week or so until extra additional ship time. Just being honest with you on that one. You did Brian's swap. I did do Brian's swap. We did that for his cancer, where we raised money for his stuff so he can go to Florida for his last trip down there. Yeah, I remember that swap. That was in October of 2020, 19. I don't remember. It was been rough. What year are we in now? 2021. So he died in 2020. So I think it was 2019. I did that swap for him. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, buddy. Think about him all the time. Damn, 6 hours is too much. I can only do 5 hours on outline. Yeah, well, we're doing full color. So that's the thing is my right sleeve is completely colored. My left sleeve is black and white with a little bit of color on the top, but we're going to be converting that to color as well. Yeah, we'll see. I got to stop getting tattoos. So many damn tattoos. But I told myself I want to at least finish the sleeves, get the cover-ups done, and do the one cover-up on my leg and kind of take a break from there. So, I got right now in tattoos and sleeves alone, I'm at, I don't know, like $7 or $8 grand. So, and then to finish off the sleeve on the right side is going to be another $3 or $4 grand. So you're looking at 10 to 11 grand on just 2 arms. I mean, you can probably buy a nice drift car for 10 grand. Just saying. And I could lose my damn arm. Just fall the fuck off, man. I mean, it's hunting season coming up. Who knows what's going to happen? Speaking of that, hunting season's coming up. October, archery season starts on the 2nd. You guys know, if you've been here, that I'm going to be MIA, at least on days that I'm not doing other things with the boys and stuff. I'm going to be hunting because I got the veterans hunt coming up this year. Pretty excited about that too. So I got 2 doe tags for and a buck tag ready to go, and then I'm getting an additional doe tag for the veterans hunt. So we're gonna be filling the freezer this year. Filling August 19. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'd be interested in helping out. Cool. All right, yeah, just let me know, man. And maybe when you come pick up the tank, we can talk about it. And yeah, I would be. Yeah, I mean, either I can pay you for the day, or buy you dinner, or do both, or give you some free stuff. I mean, whatever. I mean, don't matter, dude. I'll hook you up for helping me out for sure. I can do that in Canada here. Okay, yeah. Whoever sends me an email first regarding the Canada stuff, the shipping, let me know. I need 1 guinea pig. I know that sounds mean. I need 1 person to work with me while I figure this shipping stuff out, because there's certain packaging. Shopify says that they'll print everything out for me to put on the box and the labels and all that stuff, and I want to make sure they do. So, best way to fill the freezer. Hell yeah, I love venison. I didn't make any jerky this year. I I actually last year I only got to shoot that buck. Last year I had, life went to shit in October of last year. So I only got to shoot the buck and earlier in the season, which was pretty nice. And I turned him into I ground him up. This whole situation, his giantness, and I still have a ton of him left. If you guys want to see what it looks like, go over to my Instagram. I posted a picture. I got the mount back. It's my first mount. I got him back. That was a ton of money too. I can't believe how expensive that crap is. It's just deer on the side of the wall. But it was my first buck that I ever got with archery, and he's a 9-pointer, well 8 1/4, and I mounted him, and he's pretty sweet. He's a nice guy. Hopefully, I get his big brother this year, that big old 13-pointer that's been hanging out there. All right, let me see what we got here. Did you read the message? No, I did not. No, it was the video Shopify expanding your. Yes, Peter, that was the video that I looked into it the other day. So yes, I appreciate you sending me that video. I use that video to look into that, so I appreciate it, Peter. And yes, deer tacos are the best. Won't ever eat Taco Bell again. The last time I ate Taco Bell, I was in the bathroom for days. I'll tell you guys something right now. I'm not a diet person anymore. Back in 2015, 16, when I was doing bodybuilding stuff and getting ready for competitions and going through all that crazy stuff, I did diets of the wazoo and, try to get down the body fat, all that horrible shit. Right now, I'm pretty comfortable. I mean, I'm still a little heavier, but I'm not doing any diet stuff. So I just don't eat a lot of carbs because they make me tired all the time and I can't get a lot of work done. So I've been avoiding the tacos, and that's why the point I'm getting to here is you brought up Taco Bell. Taco Bell makes me sick, by the way, but I've been avoiding tacos, and specifically deer tacos, because I don't want all that damn tortilla. So I got to figure out how I can eat that stuff without eating a ton of tortillas, because you can't just have one taco. Do you know anybody in this world besides some petite blonde that will only eat one taco? No. One taco. That's not even possible. So it's like 5 or 6 tacos, or until I can't move tacos. And if they're deer tacos, it's exactly what they are. So yeah, I got to figure that out. Anyways, I'm starving, if you can't tell. I'm going to go to the store after I get out of here because I'm going to go get some food. What day is it? It's Thursday. It's not sushi. Yeah. Probably shouldn't be eating grocery store sushi at 8 p.m. anyways. Probably not good. I'll show you a message via email. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Here's that link for the referral code for Skillshare. If you want to learn something, click that link. I think that works. How do you test nutrients? Well, I use the HANA for my nitrates and my phosphates. I was going to say another thing, but that's it. So yeah, I just used HANA checkers for them. And I will tell you right now, guys, if you have algae in the tank, you're almost not even worth testing. You're just wasting reagent at that point. If you have algae, green hair algae in your tank, your nutrients are too high, regardless of what your test kit says. Okay, and it's just the way it is. You got to remove that stuff. You got to find the source. If you have algae, there's always a reason. Some people say, hey, algae's natural, it just grows in the tank. Listen, if you have excess algae in your tank, it's there for a reason. You have either overdosed, overfed, too many fish, not enough biological bacteria or beneficial bacteria. There's a reason. And usually you can find it. Lettuce wrap tacos. I did lettuce wrap. I'm starving over here, Teeter. Damn it. I did lettuce wrap. I'm really into mushrooms. I don't know if you got not like fucking freaking out mushrooms. I don't do drugs, so not those kind of mushrooms. But I'm big on growing. This even sounds bad itself. So I want to start growing mushrooms. I'm big on growing stuff. You guys know that. So I want to move into growing lion's mane. I think it's lion's mane mushroom. But I take a mushroom supplement with my coffee every day. So I put it in. It's got like 20 different mushrooms. It's pretty good. But so with that said, I had a lettuce wrap, tuna, mushrooms, olives, goat cheese, which goat cheese is something I've been getting into. That sounds something like you would say overseas. I'm not getting into goats. I'm into goat cheese. Clarify that for all y'all about to take that out of context. So I did that lettuce wrap thing. It's not the same, Peter. It's not the same. It's like there's nothing like a tortilla. People are like coming into the live stream. Why are we talking about tortillas? Like a deer taco tortilla, deer, lettuce, tomato, taco cheese. a ton of sour cream with taco sauce. I'm talking enough sour cream that when you roll it up, it like squirts out the sides. That kind of sour cream, and then you got to sit there and spoon it back in. That's the kind of taco I like. This lettuce wrap stuff, that's for the birds, man. Anyways, now that I'm officially starving. Okay. Noise in the background sounds like dolphin squeaks. That is the 3D printer printing off a carbon filter for a skimmer. It's kind of funny. It's a test print. I'm trying out a new design. Yeah. Hi, everybody. How do you get rid of bristle worms? I'm starting out my fifth. This is my 5th week, and I still put 2 fish in damsels. Notice bristle worms. Yeah, I have a bristle worm trap. I have a few different versions of them. I've gotten some pretty good feedback on them. They work pretty good. I mean, bristle worms, I got them in my refugium. They're not a big deal. They don't live in the main display because the fish tend to pick at them, or at least I don't see them. But bristle worms are really not a big deal. When they get really big, they can sting you, and it can be a pain in the butt. But I consider them a cleanup crew, part of the cleanup crew. And they're not doing anything bad. They don't attack corals, at least not that I've ever seen. They don't attack fish. I guess if they got big enough, they probably could, but that'd be kind of weird. And they eat detritus. I don't find them to be a nuisance, but a lot of people don't like them. So I make a trap where you can catch them, and you can throw them out back, feed them to the birds. Okay. Yep. Cheers on that. Okay. NO3, 3.5 PO4, 3 to 5 PO4, 0.04 algae. No algae, 300 par. Polyps are out. Red skeleton has light green with orange filter. Can I say? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so on the fire digi, the skeletal structure on some of these fire digis is green, darkish color. That's just kind of how the fire digi is. So if you're seeing that color, then you're just not getting polyp extensions, like enough polyp extension. If you're just seeing the skeletal base and you're not seeing the red, you're just not getting enough polyp extension. And that could be for several reasons. Not enough flow, too much flow. I know that doesn't really help you, but the flow is not right, or you're getting fluctuations in your alkalinity. So polyp extension. What's up, Rogue? Darren, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. So yeah, the skeletal structure on fire digis can be that darker color. I thought you were talking about the polyps being that color. So yeah, it just sounds like you're not getting enough polyp extension, man. Man, fucking hour and 22 minutes. Damn. Hey, thanks. Yeah, used to be a beautiful reef tank. Ugh, used to be. That's what's a good thing about videos. You can look back on your success, and then you can look back on all the bullshit. Okay, it's official. I finally got to 6 after 8 in questions. Let me get through here, see how many more we got. I'm going to try not to go too much longer, but we're still hanging out. The 1,000-gallon project, are you planning to grow high-end acros? I mean, does expensive SPS, corals, etc., Walt Disney, Harper? Yes. My plan is the 1,000 Peninsula tank will be 100% acropora. There will be 0 soft corals, 0 LPS, 0 Montipora, 0 encrusting anything Montipora-wise in that tank. The 1,000 will be nothing but sticks, 100%. I don't know what the aquascape is going to be yet, but that's all it's going to be, and it's going to be whatever I get in. I'm probably going to go through, to be honest with you, I'll probably reach out to Eye-Catching Coral and order 1,000 random acropora frags from them, because they tend to send some pretty good stuff. I'll cut all those jokers off the base. I'll put them all through quarantine, and I'll probably add them all at the same time if I can determine what they actually are and how they're going to grow. If I can determine that based on what comes in, then I will do something like that. Now, for this 300-gallon, will go upstairs in the wall of whatever room I can fit it in at the new place, and that will be what it is now. So it will have Montiporas, it will have acroporas, it will have a mix of corals. There will not be any LPS, and there will not be any zoas in that tank. It will just be Montiporas and acroporas in a similar type of aquascape. Same lighting, all that kind of stuff. It'll basically be the same. Now, downstairs, attached to the 1,000 and the 300, there will be multiple grow-out tubs. I'm assuming I'm going to go with tubs just based on price and all that kind of stuff. So there will be many tubs. At that point, I'll have zoas growing out on plates because they're easy to frag. I mean, what's the point of growing zoas if you can't freaking frag them? And then LPS and stuff will all be growing out on plates. And then there will be multiple tanks full of grow out disc with mini colonies on them. and then I'll just keep expanding from there. My plan is to fill up the 1,000 at the same time or within a month with all the acros that I plan on putting in there, just for the sake of it growing out together and kind of filling in together, opposed to doing it over a few months and not having the same growth. It just depends on what I get in. And then the coral business will continue on that way, simply by fragging the main display as needed, fragging the 300 as needed, and then fragging those tiles and putting them in and growing and healing and just kind of just making a bigger version of what I currently have. And then we'll be doubling our 3D printers. Right now I'm maxed out with the 22. I can't put any more in here. We're going to be going upwards of 50 printers and then going from there. So yes, sir. We're going to need employees depending on how this goes. But yeah, so that's the plan. That's the grand plan. And hopefully it will work out. And if it doesn't, that means I wasn't meant to do it. that's my approach in life these days, guys. If it's meant to be, it will be, and everything will line up to make it happen. That's just the way it is. If it's not, it's not. Anyways, I think back when they used to say 10 times turnover in BRS, these days say 4 to 7 times turnover, all subject to tank and habitats. Yep, I agree with that 100%. Thanks for your help, and as an Iraq war veteran, I enjoy keeping a reef tank as it is calming. That is the number one reason why I've been in this hobby for so long. I 100% agree with you on that. Try the Sky, bro. You already have the Apex stuff. Love the Sky LED lights. Yeah, I will at some point. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have a need for any additional lighting at the moment. Maybe on the new build, I will add that. And speaking of the new build, guys, I have already decided, I'm going to tell you right now, that I am not moving for another year. The housing market I was looking at Veterans United and going through it with them. The housing market is not a good time right now. And then I got a ton of money going out for other things that I don't want to move right now. It's just not good. So I'm going to renew my lease for another year. And so we're probably looking at so my lease runs out in April of next year. So then we're looking at June of the following year. So that's okay. I got plenty of room and plenty of, business to keep going. And if something changes, I'll let you guys know. I mean, who knows? If something falls into my lap and it's meant to be, like I said, I'll make it happen. All right. So what's the minimum height for a reef tank? I was thinking of trying a 3 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot tank, but I'm concerned about too short. Okay, I'll tell you right now, the low boys are they're 10 inches. They're 10 inches tall. I mean, 2 inches taller ain't gonna be a big deal. A 1 foot tank, I mean, if you put the stand high enough where you can actually see it from the side and see it grow, it's a pretty cool shallow reef tank. That's a pretty cool concept. Personally, I wouldn't do that just because you limit yourself on fish, limit yourself on coral growth. I mean, I had colonies that were 14 inches long, just the colony itself. Now, of course, you're not going to be growing massive colonies in a 1 foot deep tank because you got to put rock in there as well. So you're going to be growing mini colonies. I mean, if you like that look, that's fine. Personally, 1 foot high, I wouldn't do it. But hey, if it's your style, do it up, right? Best way to fill the freezer. That's right. Deer tacos. We talked about that. Talk about tacos again. I just started getting over the taco craze. I live in Houston. We have plenty of taco trucks. Yeah, you guys do. Man, I love tacos. I fucking love tacos so much. Boy. Anyways, it's not the same. Okay, we're done talking about tacos, man. I'm not coming back to this shit. Bristol worm's cool. Awesome. Taco night. Thanks. Hey, it's taco night for Andrea. She's married to we had this discussion on Instagram. She's got lots of Mexicans in her life, so she's apparently tacos all the time. So lucky her. Okay. Hello. Okay. Look for mission low calorie corn tortillas. I think they're like 24 calories. I don't care about the calories. I'm more worried about the carbohydrates. I do much better when I don't have carbohydrates. I'm going to call you back, honey. Let me call you back. I'll call you right back. On stream. Call you soon. All right, cool. All right, let me make sure that went through. Yeah, so I'm not worried about the calories. I don't want all the carbohydrates. Like, I feel 1,000 times better when I don't have carbohydrates. Plus, I'm not gassy. I'm not bloated. I'm not shitting my pants. These are all good things. So, it does take a lot of the fun away from things, but it's okay. I'd rather feel better than eat something I enjoy tasting all the time. Bristleworms only suck when you get handful of spikes. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Travis, what food would you recommend putting in bristleworm traps? I use a piece of shrimp because the holder that I have built into the traps, that's appreciate whoever put an order in, by the way. Appreciate that. The 20 pack, wherever you were, I'll check it out. Appreciate that. Really do. Yeah, so I use a piece of shrimp because the holder itself that I 3D print into the lid does better with solid foods. You don't want to put stuff that's going to turn mushy and disintegrate. If you use a piece of shrimp, not only the scent will still come out of the trap, but the worms will have to stay in there to actively eat it, and it's not going to float around and get out of the trap. So that's what I would use. Just don't let it rot, okay? You don't want it rotting too bad. I mean, if your tank is big, it's not going to matter. But, I mean, if you have a small 25-gallon tank and you put a half a piece of shrimp in there and it rots, you're probably going to add unnecessary amount of nutrients. So just keep that in mind. I bought one from you for my tank at work, and it went a couple more, and I want a couple more for the 600-gallon. Yeah, man, just put an order in. And they be printing. Hi, I got a frag PF red millie and red acro. It starts turning green. What do you think causes it, and should I be worried? Okay, when corals start to turn green, it usually means they're not getting enough light. At least in my instance, if you look at the under or the dark side of a coral structure or a coral skeleton, you notice that it usually is green, right? So greenish, darkish, brownish color, not quite white, not quite dead. If it's turning green, it's probably not getting enough light, most likely, or your nutrients are on the verge of being too high. Appreciate you being here, man. What program do you use for your 3D printers? Okay, so I started off in Tinkercad. Then I took a whole bunch of courses, an unbelievable amount of courses for Fusion 360. So I pay a yearly fee of like $500 to have that program. And I just use Fusion 360. That's just my thing now. Yeah. No plans for Reef-a-Palooza Chicago. Well, to be honest with you, I'm a bald white guy. I'm not going to Chicago. I'm just playing. I'm just messing with you. But no, I don't have any plans to go to Chicago. No, I don't have any plans for that. Too much going on. Do you mean all carbs or just starchy carbs? Okay, so carbs in general that bother me are going to be starchy. Like pastas, cake mix, cakes and that kind of stuff. And then white potatoes don't sit well for me. Again, it's more of a starchy. Like I have no problem with sweet potatoes and stuff like that. But I don't know what it is. In Afghanistan, I got dysentery. I got food poisoning in addition to that down the road. So I had some major stomach issues. Like when I went to Afghanistan, I had no problems with my stomach. I had no problems with anything really eating. But then again, I was 20 years old. I'm 34 now. So, and then when I came back, I just started having lactose problems. I couldn't, like, I love milk and I love ice cream, but I tell my significant other, if I'm going to eat ice cream, it's just not going to work out. Like I have to plan it out. Like I can't do anything the next day because I'm going to be in the bathroom. So starchy carbs, any kind of fast food with that kind of grease, that kind of stuff. Nope, I can't do it. I'm talking like if I stop at McDonald's and get a burger, my stomach, I look like I have like 3 children inside of me. Like I blow it up and I am bathroom bound. So I do very well on plant-based food, like not plant. I know that sounds super gay, man, but like I do really good on like vegetables and leaner proteins and fish and that kind of stuff. I do really well on that. I don't have any stomach issues. But when you start moving into that other stuff, man, damn, messed me up pretty bad. What's the fuzzy green SPS frag I got from you? I never seen it before. Fuzzy green. Polosopora is an SPS. It is SPS, green SPS frag. Yeah, Polosopora, or it could be the Hydnophora. They both can be pretty fuzzy, depending. Those are the only 2 green ones I think I have. Hydnophora or Polosopora. Okay, did I say that right? I don't matter at this point. Complex starchy carbs. You want to limit yourself. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I'm not really messing with it. I'm pretty good. last 3 weeks, man. I mean, I used to do keto way back in the day when I was getting ready for prep, and it's a cool to a certain extent, but it is not a long term, at least not for me. It's not a long term stuff. So my thought process in eating now is I just eat good things and I don't eat a ton of shit. And I usually stop eating at 8 o'clock. And I'm not doing that tonight because I'm starving. So thanks to you guys, I'm going to go eat and break my usual not eating after 8 p.m. But I don't punish myself if I go out to the store and I get like a tasty cake. My gut punishes me, so I don't have to do it psychologically anymore. Believe it or not, I did therapy for binge eating. I don't know if I told you guys that. I still talk about it sometimes, but I had a serious, like when you prep for competitions like bodybuilding stuff and you prep for that stuff, you can really develop eating disorders, and you add PTSD on top of all that kind of stuff, and just in general, I developed a binge eating disorder, and I do it sometimes. It's not very often. It used to be like multiple times a week. So maybe right now it's like once every 4 or 6 months I'll do it. But I used to use food, and here we go into personal stuff. I use food as a coping mechanism, and I use food as a way to, feel better, because when you eat, you actually release the dopamine. And believe it or not, you release dopamine before you eat the food. Like before you even put it in your mouth, you're actually releasing. And I probably released a bunch of it thinking about tacos. But the point is that I used food for the longest time as a coping mechanism, and I gained a ton of weight. So when I got back from Afghanistan, I got super big. I'm 5'8". I have a 6-pack at 200 pounds. At least now I do. I have a 6-pack at 200 pounds. I was almost 300 pounds a couple years after Afghanistan because I ate myself into oblivion. I remember at one point I ate Domino's twice a day for a month. You know why? Because I didn't feel like cooking. I was just like, whatever, this is what I want to eat. So I lived that lifestyle for a long time. And even with stuff that's happened over the last year, being stressed out, I did quite a bit of binge eating earlier on, gained a bunch of weight. Right now I weigh like 215, so I'm pretty comfortable. I mean, obviously it would be a little bit skinnier, it would be nice, but I mean, I'm not crazy. But yeah, so I don't know where I was going with that. So here's some more information. You release dopamine when you cut corals too. Yeah, right. So yeah, there's some more stuff for you guys. Hour and 36 minutes. Damn, son. Hi, I've had me some SP. Hi, I've had me SPS frag on a frag rack midway in the tank for 1.5 weeks. I moved slowly up. Would you recommend moving it to the rock work? Yeah, go ahead. It's almost been 2 weeks. You're fine. Go ahead and do it. I mean, don't move it up to the top of the rock work. I mean, if you move it, in line where you have it on the frag rack, and then go from there. Excuse me. Do you use filter socks? Yes. If not, what do you use? I do use filter socks, 4-inch filter socks, and you can buy my 4-inch filter socks or my 7-inch filter sock silencers on the website, fishfx.com. Moving on. Okay, green bushy SPS that has solid fleshy polyps, not individual polyps. Fleshy. Yeah, that is the hydnophora. I can almost guarantee that's the hydnophora, which is, by the way, one of my favorite SPS, and I don't have much of it left. It's actually out of stock right now. Believe it or not, guys, I sold so much coral that I couldn't grow it fast enough. And that's the first time that's ever happened. There's a lot of stuff out of stock because it just simply doesn't grow fast enough to keep up with orders. Hence the reason why I need a bigger system, a much bigger system. Can you imagine having 5 of those 8-foot by 3-foot tubs, like just 5 of those tubs just slammed with frags and colonies growing? I would never run out of coral. But right now, it's just, it just does. I knew it was going to happen, but I just didn't think it was going to happen right now. Just placed my order for 20-pack. Thank you so much for answering my questions and helping me out. Be successful. Hey, no problem. Did you put in the notes that you're requesting the 20 different ones? If not, email me with the order number and I will, I'll add it to the notes section so I know, and then I'll cut that stuff tomorrow. All right. Still using Fritz Pro. Yes, I am actually getting 5 boxes of that stuff in soon. Just got mine. Changing from reef crystals. Good idea on that. Any guys or just consume reef crystals and just start using Fritz? Just finish up the Fritz. Just finish up the reef crystals and move on to Fritz. If you want, you can mix up the Fritz, start a new batch of water, and then just go ahead and test that to make sure your water levels are pretty good. So, if your tank is running, 9 DKH, usually Fritz is between 8 or 9 or so, to just make sure it's roughly the same, nothing too crazy. And that's also a good thing that you should probably start doing anyways. Whenever you open up a new box of salt and you make your first batch of salt water, test the calcium alkalinity. and if magnesium as well, if you want, and kind of get you in that baseline of that box of salt. You release dopamine when you cut corals too. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, we're getting pretty close to the end here. Skip the move and open up a local fish store. Yeah, man, I ain't doing that. I can't afford that overhead. Not with everything going on. Yeah, you bought a whole bunch of those filter socks for me, man. Appreciate it. I just sent you a message, an email, my order number, no duplicates. Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll get those cut for you. You got to give me some time to heal, man. It might take a week or two. Just an FYI on that. I gotta get them to heal up. But okay, guys, we are at the end, and this has been the longest live stream I've done in a long time. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com. There's a bunch of new 3D printed stuff. Follow me on Instagram, and I got stuff coming up pretty consistently on there. On top of that, I am going to start putting up some more of those short videos like I did today via YouTube. Try that out, see how it works. I am going to work on the mistakes for business video that you guys requested, the constructive criticism reef video. If you guys want to send me your stuff, just title it Roast My Reef or whatever. Send me pictures of videos of your systems. I'll do constructive criticism video just for you guys, see how it turns out. And then there was one other thing I was going to do that I don't remember. Well, that sucks. In the win now. All right, guys, that's it. Appreciate your time. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys next week. All right, later.